Alright, hey everybody, this is Paul doing another handy dandy your Prius blew up and how do you fix it problems. So this video is going to be diagnosing the Phantom radio, the steering system that won't work anymore, and the error that says something drive control failure that pops up right there that scares the hell out of you. So how do you know if you're having this issue? First issue that will help you narrow this down, because somebody at Prius decided to tie everything into one little tiny little fuse. See that little guy right there? Is your radio will just start changing stations. Like the volume will go up. It'll start changing little, like the little knobs. So it's not just the radio stations will start going up and down. It'll just start going up and down in random directions. The radio tune will start changing radio stations all up and down, all over the place. So first issue you check this guy here, make sure it's not stuck, obviously, make sure there's no craziness going on there. You check your things here, you know, your little guys, you know, your knobs, you pull them out, make sure there's nothing crazy going on there, but it still happens. That is warning sign number one that you're about to have bigger problems. And the bigger problems are because, like I said, in the Prius C, at least specifically, not in my new 21 Prius over there. I was going to get rid of this Prius anyways because it's kind of small for my kids. But so next problem that you're going to have is you're going to get an error that says drive control system failure, something like that. Never seen that one before, but Prius is right around 100,000 miles. All of a sudden, when you park the car and you go to shift it, you're going to run into this problem. You put your foot on the brake and it's not even going to move that far. It's going to be stuck no matter what you do. You can override this to check, and there's three things that this could be. It could either be Mr. Fuse here. It can be your brake control switch, and if you look under here, I'll show you here in a second, there's a thing that your brake presses on basically to send a signal to your back lights. Or it could be your transmission. There's like a solenoid on the side of your transmission that basically tells your shifter to go here. That's the super expensive one to fix. You don't want that. So there's ways to diagnose this problem. So the easiest way to diagnose this problem, or to narrow down what it was, is you pop off this little guy right here. Especially on a Prius C, you can do this. You can't really do this on any other models of Priuses. You pop that guy off, there's a little button in there. It will allow you press the button, and you want to make sure you're in a spot that you can move around. So it will let you shift after you press that button. That just overrode your steering system, the steer control system. That just overrode your brake control system, okay? That button that's designed to stop you from having like sudden acceleration and that kind of stuff. So you don't want to do that on a regular. Messing with this button is not a long-term solution. Let's put it like that. That is not a long-term solution. Don't do that to start your car and drive around, because it doesn't fix the problem. Next way to diagnose this problem is when you're in your car. My spouse was with me, so she was able to do it. Have somebody stand behind your car at a pretty good distance. Obviously, you don't want to run them over. And then override that and put it into reverse. What should happen is you should have your brake light should turn on, the white lights in the back. Those lights should turn on. If those lights do not turn on, then that tells you. So first thing you want to check, now I would say first thing you want to check is make sure you can move through all the gears. Like, so say if you put it in drive, does the car go forward? If you put it in reverse, does the car go in reverse? If it does that, good chance your transmission's okay, and you probably just saved a god awful amount of money. Like, you don't have to have somebody take your whole Prius apart just to replace a little metal piece. If the lights in the back are not coming on, you have two issues. You could have two issues. Either the fuse is blown, or the brake control switch, this little switch I'm going to show you down here, is blown. So the easiest one to check, so I did check the brake control switch. Those are ridiculously hard to find. I'm going to tell you right now, those are ridiculously hard to find. So replacing that would just be like a god-awful nightmare. If you do need to replace that, Basically, this little plastic piece that you see under here, this comes off. There's 2 screws underneath, right in this area here. You take that screw off, and then you take this screw off, and then this whole thing actually kind of moves forward, and then you get access to, so you can see where the brake is pressing. Where's it at? The brake is pressing. Where's the little switch? It's in here. It's annoying to find. It's so annoying to find. It's a little metal piece that the brake literally presses up against it in here. I don't know if you can even see it in here, but it's called the brake control switch. It's up here. It's such a pain to find. Anyways, my issue was little buddy here. So what I did is I looked at a diagram of my fuses, and then I went through the diagram, and I saw the one, you see the one that says 10 amp gauge right there, G-A-U-G? That is the problem. And when I looked online, it basically said that 10 amp gauge controls Mr. Radio, which was having problems, and it controls, ta-da, this little guy right here. So, I will try my best to get this in a shot here, if possible, if my Samsung can capture this. But it's hard to see. But basically, when you look at this 10 amp fuse, it is clearly, very clearly, like there's clearly a break in the fuse. So, simple fuse box. Got this from, I think Ace or something like that. It's one of these little fuses up here, so you want to get the 10 amp one, replace it with another 10 amp. And the minute that I replace that, magically car's working again, and I can sell it for the correct value now, whatever this thing's worth now. So now I can sell it for the correct value that I want to sell it for. If I tried to sell it the other way, I'd probably get, I'd be lucky if I got like 500 bucks for it, because you know they would have to diagnose it themselves, and all they're going to do is change a fuse. So hope that helps everybody. I'll upload this, leave your comments. My last Prius video from 6 years ago got a bunch of comments, so let me know what you think. Y'all have a nice day.